I'm here with Ike Ikeme, who's the president of Intermountain Credit Advocates. And Ike, you are the person I call when I want to talk about credit or kind of understand things. And I wanted to get your kind of history because I know you got a really interesting past with credit. So,
yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, Jay. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
The first time I ever heard about credit was probably when I was 15 years old as an immigrant to this country. I remember being with my mother and just shopping on a weekend, and she was shopping for furniture, and I wanted to go to the big box store that had hot dogs and drinks as a kid.
Naturally,
who doesn't, right? And she refused. She didn't want to go in there.
Why didn't she want to go there?
And I asked her, I said, why, Mom, what's going on? And she explained to me, well, they had denied me credit because I'd never needed credit. And at 43 years old, having gone without credit, you would think that would have been a good thing to have expressed so much discipline. But in America, it's a bad thing. Well, I didn't get it. I just quickly shut off. I mean, which kid wants to hear that explanation or understanding? And she's a Cambridge-trained doctorate, a Cambridge-trained scientist, and she couldn't even understand the credit dynamics in the United States because it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you live so long of your life without the need of credit facilities, that's a good thing, right? Not to her. And not to banks and financial institutions as well. That's the first time I ever heard about credit in the United States. Now, at 18, it just so happened that I had a bunch of medical bills in the tens of thousands. And it really devastated my credit before I even got it.
Before you even knew what it was?
Before I even had any education. They didn't teach it in high school. They didn't teach anything about credit in college. Before I even had any idea of its impacts, mine was devastated. And I spent 2 years trying to understand and learn everything I could about credit. Because at some point I'd applied for a job, my first corporate job, and they did a credit check. And one of their hesitations in hiring me was, hey, Ike, we're concerned about your credit score here. And so I went through the process and I explained to them, I had to divulge my medical bills, which brought up another problem is now will they hire me in as much as I've expressed prior medical bills, and as much as now they know that, well, maybe if we bring him on, he will increase our premiums and our insurance. Luckily,
So credit was a major issue on
your
your income.
Huge issue on income, because now it's not just that I'm a potential to pay higher risk or higher rates on lending. Now it's also that I can't even get employment either. I was fortunate this was a phenomenal company who made a good bet on me, and it actually ended up working out well for them as well. But then it got me really committed to understanding the facets of credit, lending, finance. It changed my whole life. I went from an engineering major to a business major. I got an MBA. I worked for the biggest banks in credit and lending facilities. This was my life's mission now, to understand credit and finance to that degree so I could teach everyone else.
And thus this is where you are.
That's Intermountain Credit Advocates. A friend of mine came to me knowing my passion behind credit in the past and said, hey, Ike, we need to build the best credit service organization in the country. How would we do it? In building ICA, in building Intermountain Credit Advocates, my goal and vision was simple. Our model was designed when we sat in the room as partners thinking, how would we make the best credit service organization in the country? We imagined every single client we'd ever have from day one in the room with us. From start to end, we imagined every client we'd ever have in the room with us. And it made a difference. Our models are such that clients are alarmed. That, okay, well, that makes sense. Well, this is really my benefit. Well, this goes to educate me. Well, this goes to train me. Well, this goes to build integrity and trust. This feels more natural. This feels right. The reason our clients love us so much is that we imagine what they would like from start to finish. We built this to their advantage, and that's why I'm so proud of how far we've come in such a short amount of time. I always said, change your credit, change your life. It's a real simple idea. It's a real simple concept. I meet people all the time who make financial goals to save money, work harder, right? Build those savings balances, right? Invest, save some retirement for the future. Well, guess what? So much resources are diverted to high, subprime, and predatory interest. And that's money that's wasted that could be used to changing your life, saving on auto insurance, getting that better job, that corporate job that requires that level of credit profile. Exactly.
Yeah. And that's why I love having you on the show, because I know you complete. And this is one of those really unique things, because nobody really understands. They will not divulge this information. Nobody really knows. It's kind of this secret little thing they have going.
Jay, I was fortunate to live the American dream by purchasing my first home at 23, even after that devastation at 18. And for me, it means a lot to me to be able to take that knowledge, having experienced it personally, what poor credit or what a poor credit profile can do to you, to take that knowledge now help others, in as much as we tap into the consumer advocacy laws that are there and educate our clients on on credit, how to use it, the best ways, what the score means, what the credit reporting agencies are there to do, and the rules that the collection companies have to follow.
So you educate them as well as repair their credit.
Yes, for those who are reporting negative information, the rules they have to follow to be able to report that negative information on their profile. And so when you pull your profile, what will happen is oftentimes as we head towards the summer months, the hotter months, right? People will go to make those expensive purchases, homes, cars. Those are the places where interest makes the biggest difference for 5, 10, 15, 20, and 30 years. People should be pulling their credit right now to see what's on there.
Because it's become more and more prevalent, right?
Oh, it's prevalent in everything. And aside from rates, lending, insurance, employment, credit goes so far that people don't even understand. And part of the reason is because it's become the most cost-effective way to make a quick assessment on an individual. So many people are applying for lending. Well, billions of dollars have been thrown into this platform called FICO score. So now it's just the easiest way and the cheapest way to get information for people and help lenders make decisions. So it's not going away anytime soon.
Yeah. Okay, Ike, so if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, how would they contact you?
Well, visit our website, I always say is the best way, www.intermountaincreditadvocates.com. You can also reach us calling us at 855-98-SCORE. We look forward to hearing from our clients. We love to change people's lives, and that's why we're here.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much, buddy. I really, really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me on, Jay.